Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen with a bit of drama today and hopefully resolution to the drama at the same time. We are talking about ship claim timers and a dev response to this. Star Citizen Alpha 3.12 has actually seen a solid implementation of a lot of new content and more coming online with dynamic events that are going to be coming into the game shortly. It's actually pretty hyped for that stuff, and I expect to see some cool stuff very soon. However, something that vastly missed the mark is changes to the insurance or ship claim timers and expedite fees for ships. Firstly, there were some good bits here. Starter ships were, bam, quick and easy to get back straight away. You lose your starter ship, and you can claim it, and pretty much have it back in your hands immediately. Bam. Nice and quick. That makes sense to me. If you've got starter ships, it's one of the perks that you should have with a starter ship is that you should be able to get it back in the game, back in your hands really quickly, even if you lose it. So that makes them useful throughout the game as well for a variety of things. They are more cost-effective ways of mitigating risk on some things. You're like, oh, it's a bit risky to do that because something might happen. Oh, it's just a starter ship. Bam, I just reclaim it. However, pretty much every other ship that needs to be claimed and or expedited had a huge increase in time and cost associated with them. This is actually very prohibitive to gameplay the way they've done this, and it scales up for more and more expensive ships. So this has the Mercury Star Runner, for example, now waiting for 45 minutes if you want to claim it, or 15 minutes if you want to expedite it. And it also costs around 7,000 Alpha UEC to expedite. An 890 jump could have you waiting 4 hours, or just an hour if you want to expedite it, at the cost of 40,000 Alpha UEC. So that's kind of quite ridiculous. And a lot of players seem to rightly think that as well, in my opinion. They seemed annoyed, and they were like, why have you done this ridiculous change? In fact, Salty Mike summed this up very well in a post on Spectrum. Is there really a point to something like this until we have proper persistence in the game? I feel like 90% of the time I am reclaiming due to bugs, not to restock my ship. I get that we need to start working on these longer term goals, but I think due to 30k errors still being really problematic, I'd rather prioritise something else from a development standpoint. Prioritisation is always mentioned. I may not see the big picture here, so if not, help me out. So I thought that was very well written and quite sensible. And for a bit of context, one of the reasons that Cloud Imperium wanted to change the insurance timers like this was because they wanted to stop players just reclaiming their ship to rearm, refuel, and repair their ships as well, which sort of makes sense. But Xylo then replied to Salty Mike's message, "We fully acknowledge bug-driven reclamation, and finding the sweet spot between supporting a live service and testing is a hot topic internally. However, the team does need to test these economic specific scenarios early. This type of testing is a key step in moving forward towards the intended experience and isn't exclusive to just insurance, prices and timers. In fact, I'd expect similar frustrating tests to come when it's time to test physicalized inventories too. In the end, these early tests are essential and help us isolate pain points we can address sooner rather than later when their impact is more detrimental. Again though, it's important to remember that we will be monitoring the in-game statistics and feedback threads to evaluate the impact of this change. We'll work to iterate and optimize until we're in a good place, and we'll be doing our best to prioritize short-term and long-term solutions. Bear with us." And nearly a week later, the situation has evolved in a more recent post. Too early for claiming time and price changes. This thread basically says that big ships should absolutely be expensive to expedite and take a long time to claim, but just not right now. And Xylo replied to this, "As we mentioned in our original messaging, we've been monitoring the in-game statistics and feedback threads to evaluate the impact of this change. We said we would work to iterate and optimize until we're in a good place, and we meant it. The team is currently checking some changes to reduce wait times, so you'll soon, targeting tomorrow, so that would be Monday the 21st of December, find the wait times have been reduced by quite a bit. Specifically outside of starter ships and ground vehicles, the maximum wait times have been reduced by 40%, with the minimum wait time being reduced by 50%. As a reminder, we're working to prioritise both short-term and long-term solutions, and we'll continue to iterate until we're in a good place. Expect more tweaks and changes as we continue to monitor." Someone then replied with the word caved, to which Xylo then responded again with, "I wouldn't consider it caving. We're doing exactly what we said we would in the original message. Wait times will continue to be iterated upon until we find a sweet spot, and then we'll iterate some more." So it sounds to me like the issue has been acknowledged and is going to be fixed or at least addressed in the next day or so, which is good. That sort of change that they had there is just far too early to implement. If they have a stable game and a proper economy and all the ships easily available that you can purchase and everything's working and no 30k's knocking at your door constantly, then yeah, maybe that's in a place to actually have these changes come in. When there are so many bugs and you need to sort of like respawn your ship often to get around these bugs, you don't want that to punish the player further. At least Cloud Imperium have actually answered the question and put in a plan of action, so credit to them for that. It was obviously a very poor idea to have these changes, in my opinion, even if they were for testing, and let's hope that it's a solid change. With those timers across the board, they've said 40 to 50%. If it's not, then expect another video on the subject. But what do you think? Have you been playing Alpha 3.12 and not even noticed the insurance timers and expedite fees had changed? Had the change made playing almost impossible? Have Cloud Imperium responded adequately to the criticism here? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Shipmas! We're giving away a Mercury Star Runner in December because it's Christmas and we do it every month anyway. Zin, put a Mercury Star Runner in my hand, because that's what we're giving away, and put a hat on it, like a Christmas hat. There you go. That's animation for you, potentially. I just moved my hand around. So just comment on any one of my videos during the month of December to be in for a chance of winning that. Also, maybe give someone special the gift that keeps on giving. I'm talking, of course, about NordVPN. Links below. Also, don't forget Shadow. They do cloud-based gaming stuff, so you can get that as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Click the YouTube join button, like and subscribe, do all that sort of stuff. Thanks for supporting the channel. Merry Christmas. Oh, oh, oh. Mercury Star Runner.